I want to say up front, thank you so much for your support and your wonderful comments about the new journals. There are a few more in the shop right now, and I will be adding more of these art journals very soon. Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I have a copy of Somerset Studio. This is May, June, and July. I picked this up yesterday for inspiration. What I like to do is start in the beginning of the magazine, read the article, visit the artist online, and check out their work, and then try to incorporate some of the ideas into my own art journal. It's a wonderful way to get inspiration. The very first article in here is by Megan Whisner-Quinlan. I will put a link to her Instagram and her Etsy in the description. When old meets new. So I'm not going to read the whole article or go through it because of copyright. I will say that there are some beautiful images in here. And she is talking about how she's in the past maybe designated a journal for a certain style. And then she gets into talking about classes she has taken and how they helped her, and then how she ended up using, bringing the old and the new together. Like maybe old things she already knew how to do and adding new techniques on top of that, all on the same page. So I thought what I would do, you all remember, this is the art journal that I just started. I'm going to flip over here though, and I've been playing with some alcohol ink a little bit. Tim Holtz had a live video this morning about the alcohol ink and just demonstrating the new larger sizes, all different kinds of things, the ink lifter, different techniques. It was really amazing. This is the inside of a book jacket. I absolutely love this impression that the old tape left. It says Gaylord book jacket covers, and I think I'm just going to put this whole piece on the page. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do it in such a way. I don't think it really matters where the fold is because I'm going to be gluing this down for the most part, but I just want to tear off that extra length. And let's put some glue on the back. I'm actually really low on my tacky glue, which I like a lot. And I forgot to pick some up yesterday. So I'm going to use some Elmer's clear glue. I think it's going to be fine because we're going to be putting so much on top of this over time. It's probably just going to get sealed into place. You know, I've pretty much given up on having dainty, delicate, manicured hands. My toes don't always look so bad. But then again, I'm not dipping my toes into alcohol ink and gesso. Tim Holtz is really entertaining. He's really funny. You've seen me put quotations in my art journals before. Things he would say, like, you're only as good as your next layer. And today, while he was talking, he called himself the mayor of Tagtown, which I thought was hilarious. I wrote it down so I could remember to put it in one of my journals. In fact, we might put it onto this page. So I covered up that leaf. That's okay with me, actually. You know, I do things like that. A lot of things are just learning. It's a learning process. What I will do is find some sort of, I don't want charcoal, I don't think. Let's just rub over the top of it while we can still remember where it is and get that outline. This was probably not the best pencil. I think we can still see it though. It's actually pretty cool. So we're putting together the old and the new. I like to, you know, even if I don't copy exactly what the article is talking about, the inspiration allows you to keep learning new things. Another thing that Tim Holtz said today was that experimentation was great for creativity. And it is. I'm always saying, don't be afraid to try new things. How are you going to know what you like and what you can do if you don't try things? And I've discovered some of my favorite things by just, you know, trying to figure out what's going to happen if I do this. So we've got this in place. I've already put some white acrylic paint here, and you can see where I was working earlier with some alcohol ink and just trying some of the different things, like the this is way too dark for my taste. I'm probably going to do something else with that. I do like this. So this is what was I trying? The mixative and the blending solution by Ranger. So that's really pretty. That is considered to me to be a new thing. And while I have not mastered this by any means, I do like the way this turned out. So I want to incorporate this. Another thing that I like is this. And this morning, oops, I tore it a little bit, but that's okay. This morning when I was working on some of the journals that I have put in the shop, I had a stamp that I just wanted to clean up a little bit. So I sprayed it with water and then stamped it onto paper to get the excess water off. And I love what you end up with when you do that. Oh my goodness, I had such a mess in here this morning. I have a huge jar that sits on the table sometimes. You've probably seen it. It's maybe half a gallon. It's a really big jar. It's a wide mouth mason jar, and it's huge, and it had this tea mixture in it that I've been using on my pages. Well, I didn't have enough room to really work, so I put it on the floor beside my feet, and I thought, I can see it, and I was just so proud of myself. I had cleaned up all my mess from making the journals, and no sooner had I thought to myself, oh, everything's so neat out here, then I opened a drawer to my right with my Tim Holtz things, or my alcohol ink, excuse me. I knocked it over, and the floor kind of slants this way. That tea ran from here along the corner of the room all the way. I mean, I had to mop the floor. It took almost a whole roll of paper towels, and I don't like to waste paper towels like that, but I had to grab something. And I had already grabbed every single cleaning cloth that I keep out here. They're soaked, and actually some of those are hanging out on the line. I'm just going to turn them into art because they ended up looking so cool. I thought about trying to save all those paper towels, but I had been working, and you know, I guess there were strings that were up under the table that I hadn't realized were under there, and it was a bit overwhelming. It was a bit overwhelming. So let's see, what do I want to do here? I've been working on faces. First, why don't we see if we can still move this around. And we can. And this is still fine. So I like that. Now, something that she did have, that Megan Whisner-Quinlan did have, that I loved, was some simple botanical drawings, and then she had cut those out. And that will be part of my new part. Something else I want to add is a little bit more old. I've got just a ton of pages like this that I need to use up. I love this botanical. And that fits almost perfectly on that page. So why don't we cut it down a little bit more so that it's going to fit in nicely. I think I'm going to put this down with some gesso. And without Jennifer, I would not have all this gesso. So thank you, Jennifer. I love this. So let's just And we're not going to worry about being perfect or being messy. If some gets around the edges, that's okay. So let's put that there. We might have to come back and add some glue underneath the edges if they start to come up later, especially on that fabric, but you know, that's okay. I love this piece of fabric sticking up here. Let's just give that a good dose of gesso so that makes it kind of stiff. Yeah, there was enough tea on this floor that I basically really have mopped the floor with unsweetened tea out here. But it had some good herbal tea in it, which was smelling pretty good. So hopefully that won't go bad over time. It smelled really good in here, but it was a big mess. Now what do I want it to? I like this natural little area here that was part of this dust jacket. And this is one of my favorite stamps. And it's the perfect size for this. Some of my stamps I keep close by so I can get to them all the time. And this seems to be one of those that's always not too far away. I've got to do something with my stamps though. I have so many that I'm not using most of them anymore because I don't remember what I have. So this is part of the old. I've used this stamp for years. Oh, I love that. That is so perfect right there. That's awesome right there. Now, for a little face somewhere, where do we want to try a face, or do we need to try a face? I don't know that we do, because even though I'm practicing faces right now, that doesn't mean every single page has to have a face. And I'm not sure that I want to put this whole entire thing on here. So I have this circle punch, and I just stuck this piece of paper in here to see how I like it. And I do, but I'm going to have to cut a little off the side so I can actually get it in far enough to get a circle. And that's perfect. Look at that. This punch is pretty awesome, but you have to really press. Oh, I love that. And I will save this. We'll use this for something else. Okay. Just wonder where I want this. I might not even need to put this on yet, because we're still sort of thinking about, it's kind of cool over here, but we don't, you know, I do like it there. But what I would do, I think, is get out some watercolor paints. And that's another thing I'm going to have to buy again really soon. I am so low on paints right now. Well, I have a lot of the Caran d'Ache crayons, which I love. And Jennifer, again, thank you for those. And I have some watercolors from Brandy. I love those. But I'm finding that I want to try some new colors. And where I really need to go, I need to go over to Raleigh, to Jerry's Artorama, because that's where they really have a lot of good stuff. I mean, Michael's is not bad. The local hobby stores are not bad, but I feel like to really get a large selection, I need to go over to that big art store. So I like that color over there. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do some sort of face. You know, one thing I do want to see. I painted this with, what did I do with? I do want to check on something. I painted this paper with some white acrylic because I want to try out something with the this mixative, the blending solution. It does kind of move it around. Well, it does move it around, but Tim Holtz was talking about porous surfaces. And of course, also just experimenting. See how that starts moving that around again? Although I really think that it's going to be better on the proper paper. So we'll just put another big blob there again. And I love to use it just like that. You all already know that. It's pretty with that too. So maybe we will do just a tiny little face. Let's try drawing on this old paper. And I did buy a couple of new Sharpies. Look at this. Because I do have some ideas. Let's give her kind of a wide face. And some curls. I love curls. I love circles. So we've got all this color down, or white paper down here too, that we can do something with. I wanted to see with this sort of brown, what it does to add that color in. If it might be a little more natural looking. Maybe. Some brown right there. Bum, 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 bum. I never get tired of these little faces. Never, ever. They're just so much fun. See how quick this is? We're not doing anything fancy. Oh, that turned out okay. I was just trying to smudge it, not take it completely off. So, and we don't want to waste this white paint. So let's just get it up with this napkin so that we don't lose it. I feel like she needs something else. We haven't used the R2 in a while. I gotta find some more of these. The Dollar Tree hasn't had them lately. I don't know what's up with that. You all see why I need some more colors, right? I'm just like stuck in these. Not stuck, but I hope you're not tired of seeing them. I feel like you can keep learning even using the same things. In fact, some people will have favorite things and they don't stray very much from that. And they create amazing art. So I do think I will. Oh, I know one thing I wanted to do. Let's run that ink a little bit from the R2 in her hair. Although this old paper might just be grabbing it so quickly that it doesn't really. We better put that away. So let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. I need to set something on that. You know what? This reminds me, I know something I haven't used in a long time. And I want to get these out, or at least one or two. these watercolor crayons and gelatos. I think this one is okay, brights. I don't want the brights. Oops. That's kind of interesting. I think I just want this regular one. I wonder what this is. Stuck to the top. I think it's just a piece of gelato. It's just let that sit there for a few. I love just like accidental art. These are really fun to use, and I love to go along the edge of the pages because it'll end up getting on the next pages, and just enough that you have just the edge of the page with some color, and it'll be really pretty, you know, on down the road, I guess. Well, maybe I should just not worry about anything. See, like that. That's okay with me. But you can always use some sort of dashboard or protective paper or fabric. That's pretty. I like that. Now, I really do want to try cutting out some of the botanicals like she had. So I'm going to move that, and I'm going to get, let's get a clean piece of paper. So let's just do, she had a simple drawing with some leaves. I don't really want to like be just a big copycat, but we are definitely giving a shout out to Stampington and to Megan. And I'm going to change mine up a little bit. I think you have to do what feels good to you, you know, when you're doing art. Like, it's, you can see things that inspire you and definitely do those things. And as you just get into it, it will become your own. I think just about all of my, let's get this new Sharpie. There we go. So we've got all that pink and purple on the page. I'm just thinking if I did some green olive, that's kind of a pretty, you know, something that might not just, so let's do that. I have an artist friend who was talking recently about taking an art class where she was told to do a painting with her non-dominant hand, which I thought was interesting. I'm gonna get out the this Distress crayon. That's pretty much dry. I do love the green, but we're gonna add some white on the leaves, and that's really pretty. And you know what I might do? Had some little white dots. I can't remember if she had some white dots on hers. It kind of seems like she did. That's another thing. If you look at something and get inspiration and then put it away, you know, don't try to copy it exactly. Just let it be exactly just pure inspiration. Do your version. I gotta get the hairdryer again. Oh, I love this. I might have made it way too big. Oh, that is so pretty. Oops, I forgot I had that stuff on there. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this right here. It looks like the butterfly is back there in the branches. I'm gonna use the tacky glue this time. I've got to get more of this. This is really my favorite. I know that we all have our favorite glues. It's just funny how when you get used to something, you feel comfortable with it. Oh, I love that. And we're going to do what we did before. I do not want to waste this white paint, so I'm just picking it up with a paper towel, and we're going to come back and put it in some different spots like that. And for my final thing, I know I want to have words on here, and I'm just going to do some lettering. Love adding quotes. All right, we're going to call this done for now. I love this. Experimentation is great for creativity. I feel like I've had so much creativity, or inspiration, not creativity, both. Inspiration today from the Tim Holtz Live and from the magazine, Somerset Studio, and from all of this great stuff, just art supplies. We are really so fortunate to live in a place where we can get these things and enjoy these things, and just do your best to stay inspired. I kind of feel like this needs something else. Are you all seeing something that I'm not? I really do feel like it needs something else, but maybe that will come later. For now, I think we're going to turn this in this way because it's part of that page. Oh, it's going to be so awesome when it's filled up. Again, there are some of these in the shop, and there will be more added soon. I will see you all really soon. Bye for now.